What's going on, people? We are Tottenham TV, and welcome back to another Tottenham update, your daily briefing from We Are Tottenham TV. And what we can confirm is that the Rennes game is most definitely not happening tonight. A bit of toing and froing last night. Yesterday, Spurs put out a statement calling the game off, and then Rennes pushed back on that statement, saying they're pretty much ready to fulfill the game and they want to fulfill the game, and they called bad play from Tottenham Hotspur. But then this morning, UEFA have come out and said that the game is not going to happen tonight. So what do you make out of the whole situation with Rennes coming out last night and Tottenham coming out last night? A bit of toing and throwing.
Yeah,
it was getting a bit
spicy
naughty last night.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why. I understand they travelled all the way from France, and apparently they only found out the game was called off as soon as they touched down. So it's a little bit frustrating for them. I understand that, but they're already through. You know, to point, it's a meaningless game for them. So I don't know why they're kicking up a whole fuss, and they know the situation we're under with all the COVID positive cases. Apparently, it's up to 20 today.
Yeah, including
23
staff and everything. Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, it can't, I think it's the right thing to do. So I don't understand why they are, why they're that angry about the situation. I understand that Tottenham didn't consult them before deciding to but taking it for their own accord to postpone the game. But it's a game where they're already through, so I don't understand why they care so much. Really, I don't get it.
Yeah, they probably don't want to disrupt further into the season and coming over to London to play a meaningless game when they've already come over to London to play a meaningless game.
They should forfeit. Why not?
But at the end of the day, I mean, I can understand both sides of the argument for sure, but when you look at it and Spurs getting new cases every day, the Rennes really want to play Spurs right now. Do they really want to step onto that football pitch and share a pitch with loads of players that have been in contact with the virus? They really want to do that?
I mean, sharing a pitch isn't too much of a big deal, I don't think, because you're outside. I mean, I don't think you're likely to catch it on. It's more when you're like in the tunnel and stuff like that, indoors. That's where you're more likely to spread it, I think.
There's still a chance, though.
Of course there is. There's always a chance, I guess. Do they really want to do it? I mean, clearly they do. Clearly they want the fixture to go ahead. So maybe they think they made a statement saying, look, the UEFA rules, you have to have 13 players, including 2 goalkeepers, and Tottenham have that, so they have no right to postpone the game. So it's like, you know, they said lack of fair play from Tottenham. But I think they have to be more understanding of the situation. Like, come on, the place is being riddled now. Like, it's affecting everyone. So I don't know how they can think that the right course of action is to criticise Tottenham for trying to keep everything safe.
Yeah.
In terms of when we're next going to play the game, God knows, because they're saying that there might have to be some leeway with the deadline.
Yeah, exactly. So Jonathan Vill said about an hour ago, saying UEFA confirmed tonight's game is off and that discussions over a new date are ongoing, which does not point to a forfeit. There will have to be room to manoeuvre on the December the 31st deadline.
But that's from, he's saying that from a Tottenham perspective. He's not saying that from UEFA allowing it. He's saying from a Tottenham perspective, there's going to have to be some room to manoeuvre. Otherwise, But he's not saying that UEFA are going to allow that. UEFA have a rule of 31st December deadline. I guess they also had a rule about COVID, and we've broken that. But I guess we'll have to wait and see what kind of date they pick. There were rumours that it looked like a forfeit this morning, because UEFA had a weird statement this morning. Like, before they confirmed the game was off, they said something like it was Tottenham's decision to cancel the game, and from our point of view, the game still should be going ahead or something like that, and that kind of led people to believe, oh, okay, maybe we actually are forfeiting the game. But then UEFA later came back and said, no, the game is from our side off as well. So it was a bit of confusion, but I don't know. I mean, it's going to be difficult to reschedule this game, isn't it? Because if Brighton's off as well, and
most likely Leicester as well.
Yeah, we'll have to wait and see about Leicester, but they've also got loads of cases now. So, I mean, I don't know if they're going to have 2 games in a row postponed, because their game probably is going to be postponed this weekend, I'm going to assume.
Well, yeah, I mean, it looks like their game tonight against Napoli is going ahead. But the case with Leicester is a bit different. They've got 7 people out, but not all of them are COVID cases. They've got 7 players out, Vestergaard being included and a few others, can't remember off the top of my head, but they're saying that only a few of them are. They're not saying actually how many, but out of 7, not all of them are COVID and some of them are just normal illness.
Right, so the Leicester game might not be. You're saying Leicester game is going to be postponed from our side?
I don't know which side. It depends how many more cases we get, how many, well, it doesn't really...
No, we'll get into
how many more cases they get.
I don't know. I think Leicester's too early to call at the moment.
Yeah, true.
It's too early to call. But look, Brighton we know. Burnley we have to reschedule. Now Rennes. So we talk about these 2-3 weeks in January. That's Burnley and Brighton. Can't fit in the Rennes game, I don't think, there.
Yeah.
So where are we going to fit this game in? Even if it's beyond the 30, we're going to do it just before the... We can't, because when's the draw? The draw's probably... When is the draw for the playoffs? Probably coming up.
Yes.
Probably can't be too far away, can it? So they usually do it in December time, in a view. Don't they do it in December time in a view for later on?
Well, I'm just going to find out now, but...
So, yeah, I mean, I don't know when they play this game without having a Mourinho kind of last season style situation where we had to play a Europa League game and a League Cup game, and in midweek either side of 2 Premier League games. I don't see how we avoid that kind of situation. So it's a very, very difficult. I mean, it's caused a lot of chaos, this COVID outbreak. So it's not a great situation right now.
So I'm just getting it up now. The playoff draw is supposed to be... Doesn't actually say.
Doesn't say.
Oh, here we go. 13th of December. So in a few
13th?
days' time. Yeah, in a few days' time.
Right. Well, so that doesn't make a difference.
On Monday.
I guess it'll just have to be, I guess...
They'll just do whoever gets B in group, whatever it is.
I guess it's either Vitesse or Tottenham. They'll just have to put that in the draw. All right, so I guess we could do it a bit later. But then when is the playoffs? In February, right? I think it's in February time.
Yeah, it is in February.
So can we find a time between now and February to play the game? It's going to be very difficult. And 2 Premier League games. I mean, it's piling up. It's piling up at the moment.
No, I really can't see a way how to fulfill this fixture. I really can't. Unless, the Premier League games were going to be tough. But, as we said, there were gaps in January and stuff like that where you can find a midweek. But now there's going to be no gaps for the rest of December till the end of January. The next stage is going to start February. So, I mean, when are you supposed to fulfill this fixture?
No, I don't know. Just forfeit the game.
It's nuts.
We should forfeit. And hope for Vitesse lose. I don't know. Look, I'm more than willing to be out of this competition, to be honest, at this point. I mean, it's too much effort, I think, going through all this trouble. And it's going to be impossible to fit this game in. And then also Rennes, I'm sure... Rennes as well, probably pissed off. They're going to have to come back to London at some point and fit the game in. It's going to be, I don't know. Do you reckon Tottenham, though, despite everything, because we took the decision ourselves, looked like we're not forfeiting and UEFA aren't going to make us lose the game, but do you reckon we could come under any kind of sanctions from UEFA for doing that?
No, I don't think so. I think because if UEFA would have said today, if they would have stood by their statement this morning saying the game was going ahead, then yes. But now they've cancelled it, then I can't see it.
No, fines or anything?
No, I don't think so. I think that, like I said, if UEFA would have said that the game is still going ahead, which they did, and would have not, if they wouldn't have retracted on that, then maybe we would have come under some sort of sanctions. But now I think they're pretty much on our side, kind of thing. So I can't really see many sanctions happening.
And there's another statement just now from Rennes.
Oh, go on.
New statement from Rennes saying they hope the interests of the club will be respected given the important sporting deadlines that await us this December.
So I think that what they're saying is they hope UEFA hold that deadline
right
to the end of 31st of December.
That's pretty much. That's what they're kind of forcing UEFA's hand in that aspect. I guess they've got
every right to.
Really? The full
it's not
statement.
their problem. We've got a jam-packed December.
The full statement reads, after being informed of the cancellation of tonight's match by UEFA, Rennes decided to return to Brittany. The entire delegation that will board at the London City Airport has tested negative. Rennes hope that the interests of the club will be respected given the importance of the sporting deadlines that await the Rouge et Noir this December. The club is now focusing on Nice on Sunday. Rennes are deeply sorry for the Rennes fans who decided to come to Tottenham to cheer on the Rouge et Noir. I'm guessing that's their other nickname or something. So yeah, that's their full statement. So it looks like they're kind of putting the ball in UEFA's court to make sure that Tottenham aren't extending the deadline as much. They're not doing it twice. They're not cancelling the game and then extending the deadline on top of that. That's what they're trying to make sure of.
Didn't Liverpool play 2 games on the same day once last season?
It wasn't on the same day, but it was one after the other.
One day after the next.
I believe so.
They played like a complete youth team, and they played.
But I believe it might have been. Wasn't it I can't remember what happened now.
A cup game and a league game, I think it was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was.
Cup or something, or the League Cup, one of the.
Yeah. Two. No, when was it?
It was last season, wasn't it?
I'm trying to remember. Was it a Villa game, or was that no? That was when Villa had to.
No, it wasn't the Villa game. It was. I can't remember which games it was, but I remember they played one cup game and one league game, like literally one day.
I think it was a League Cup game.
And Klopp didn't even take charge of the cup game.
Yeah. Wasn't it the World Club Cup? No, was it that?
No, I don't. It might have been actually.
They were the World Club Cup.
They played their first team in the World Club Cup.
That would have been 2 seasons ago, I think. No, because they won they beat us in the final.
It was last season because. Oh yeah, you're right. 2 seasons ago. Yeah.
But yeah, still they did.
So maybe we can do something like that. Play the youth team in this.
How does that help us?
Huh?
Doesn't help us.
Well, just to fulfill the fixture.
Yeah, I guess. I just hope that because this is a must-win, the club don't prioritise it still. I'm worried that they will, though.
I can't see them prioritising this in the middle of a busy Premier League fixture list. I just can't see it. I just can't
see how seriously they take it.
They know that there's a real chance of top 4 this year, and they're not going to sacrifice that for the Conference League.
I hope you're right.
Let's be honest. When they sacked Jose Mourinho, he wanted to prioritise the Carabao Cup, but there was a slight chance of top 4, and they wouldn't let him do that. Mm-hmm. So why would they let Conte do it for a Conference League?
Yeah. That was a bit different. It was kind of in the business end of the season, and now we're kind of in the middle. I don't know. I'm just hoping that because we know we only need 1 win to go through, that we could sacrifice 1 league game to try and get through in the Conference League.
Man, I really can't. I really don't.
But we risk it. We risk the coaching staff thinking that way.
They could maybe risk. I know it's past the deadline, but they could maybe do it at a similar time to the Morecambe game in the FA Cup or something like that.
Yeah, I guess that would be perfect, but I don't know. It's a bit of a mess.
It's a massive mess, and obviously Hotspur Way is now officially closed for the next 10 days. And what that means, Hotspur Way are closed for the next 10 days. That means Hotspur Way will open on the 18th, which is 10 days from yesterday. And that's past the Leicester game. Leicester game is on the 16th, and that's the day before the Liverpool game. So you've got to assume the Leicester game is going to be off then.
Yeah, I mean, Charlie Extra just provided an update on that. He said, with the training ground closed until at least early next week. So he's not saying it's closed for 10 days.
Oh, right. So I saw an update last night saying it's closed for the next 10 days.
It says at least, so maybe it could be longer. It says Tottenham will be doing a lockdown-style training over the next few days. Individual programs, meal plans from nutritionists. There may be some group sessions. Conte, understandably very keen his healthy players stay sharp.
Which is spot on, because, by the time everyone comes back, and let's say, for argument's sake, it is closed for 10 days, right? And the training ground opens the day before the Liverpool game. How the hell are we supposed to put out a competent team for that Liverpool game?
Who knows? I mean, it's not worth thinking about at the moment, but it's very, very difficult to see how we manage this week with a lot of important games coming up, with this whole situation where who's training, who's not. I He goes on to say, Charlie Eccleshare, plan is for these to be done virtually as they were during the spring of 2020 lockdown. All those training things. So it looks like we're going back to lockdown training, just like the good old days.
Yeah, the good old days of Jose.
Exactly. But it'll be interesting. Look, hopefully some of the players, he can somehow find a way to keep them sharp and keep them on their toes while they're isolating. It's going to be very, very difficult while the training ground is closed. But I guess, look, there are more important things in football at the moment in that sense, and they just got to keep everyone safe. But it is hard to envisage how this week plays out. We know for sure the Brighton game's off, and we don't know what's going to happen when it comes to Leicester and Liverpool at the moment. It's all very much up in the air. So I think we'll know more come early next week when we know maybe some have tested negative, and if the training ground opens up, we'll have to wait and see. But for now, it's a very tricky situation to manage.
Yeah, it's a complete shit show at the moment. It really is. But that's the situation. The Hotspur Way is closed. The game tonight is off. The game on Sunday is probably going to be confirmed today as off.
Yeah, Charlie Eccleshare also, confirming today, likely that it's going to be confirmed that the Brighton game is off.
And then I'm sure we'll find out about the Leicester game in due course as well over the next couple of days. But as it stands, Spurs' next 2 games are most likely off. Today's one is 100% confirmed as off by UEFA. I say no sanctions, but no forfeit from Spurs is what I should be saying. But that's the situation. Hotspur Way is closed until we hear otherwise. Jonathan Veal saying the earliest it could open is probably early next week. But look, that puts stuff to a halt. I don't know what we're going to be doing over the next few days.
We'll have to wait and see.
We'll try bring you some content over the next couple of days. Bring back some FIFA careers and stuff like that.
Get our own 11 aside going.
Yeah, exactly. Yes, get ourselves on the pitch. But that is the situation as it stands. Obviously, if anything changes, we'll be bringing that to you as soon as that happens. But that is your Tottenham update for today. Let me know in the comment section below your thoughts regarding the whole matter. Like, subscribe and comment. And as always, come on you Spurs.